1%, The Simpsons, 99% Adidas. What on earth am I talking about? And what I'm talking about is this video. I'm not talking about these shoes, and I'm just going to leave all that Simpsons stuff aside. You've got 3 sneakers, 1 already dropped, 2 yet to come, that are tying up between the TV show, The Simpsons, the longest running animation, I think, in the history of TV shows. A great show that's run for what, 35 seasons or something along those lines. And there are 3 particular Adidas sneakers that are tying it up with The Simpsons TV show. I'm not really all that interested in The Simpsons. I'm going to park all of that. I do like The Simpsons, watched it since I was a kid, but that's not what this channel is about. This channel is about the shoes, not about the TV show. So of course, I'll pay a quick 1% nod to where the shoes come from, but 99% of this video is going to be about me talking about the shoes themselves and the details on them, rather than the story of the shoes and where they came from. So that's where the 1% Simpsons, 99% Adidas comes from, and that's what we're going to do right now as we take a close-up look at these 3 shoes. And we're talking about an Adidas Superstar, an Adidas ZX 1000, and an Adidas ZX 10,000. This is the Tokyo Butter 23 sneaker channel. Tokyo Butter 23 sneaker channel des.毎日アップするので毎日見てください. Every single day from Tokyo, Japan, I bring you content about upcoming sneaker releases, sneaker news, and sneaker reviews. And today, what's in the spotlight are 3 Adidas sneakers tying up with the Simpsons. And I keep on struggling to say the Simpsons. I think it's the M and Simp and the N and Sons that is tripping over. I'm going to make a mess of it, but it doesn't matter because I'm not interested in that part of the shoe. I'm interested in the Adidas side of things. So we'll be having a look at those 3 shoes, the Superstar, ZX 1000, ZX 10,000s. And what's going on is basically those 3 shoes are taking one thing from the Simpsons and talking about them, kind of putting it into the shoe, having the theme for the shoe, and then some of the branding, some of the details. So we'll get into that, and we'll start with the Superstars first and foremost. I was kind of surprised to see these in this pack, to be honest, because Superstars celebrated their 50th anniversary last year. And then the ZX 1000, ZX 10,000s have a definite different feel to them. So it's like 2 different packs, the Superstar on one side and then the ZXs on the other side. And this Superstar, which we want to start with first, is all about, is it Squishee? Am I pronouncing that right? The ice. I'm trying to think what we call these in the UK now. We used to get them when I was a kid, and basically it's crushed ice that's flavoured, and the flavouring is where you get all the colouring for the shoes, Squishies, and it's all about that, the bright pinks, the bright greens, really strong colours that are coming through from those flavours of the drink, and that you buy at the Quick E Mart, and we'll get into that later on as well. But first things first, we look at this shoe, and the main feature, the thing that I really want to pull out to you, is 2 things. One is the shell toe that's classic on Superstars always, and then the other is the outsole and the midsole unit. And hopefully somehow I've found a way to zoom in on the green screen behind me here, and you can see that translucent effect. Now, I've rarely seen this in the Superstar shoes before. I've done a few Superstars, especially like I said, with that 50th anniversary year last year, but seeing that translucent feel on the shell toe, and of course across the rest of the shoe, is a first for me. And it's got a sort of hint of lime about it, maybe. Definite feel of ice, and being based on an icy drink, that totally makes sense. And speaking of that icy drink, if we go up to the top of the laces and get to the top there where the tongue is, this is one of the shoes that has the branding at the top of the tongue, which you can see right here. 2 of the shoes today do, and then the third, the main shoe, the big Krusty Burger shoe, the ZX 10,000s, they don't actually have that branding at the top of the tongue here. So focused in on the branding at the top of the tongue there. Interesting to me that if you flip these around to the heel, you see just standard Adidas branding on the back. I was expecting more on the back there. And then if we look on the inside, you'll see that the Adidas and the Simpsons branding ties it up. Now, that insole branding is the same on all 3. You get the collaboration in there. But what's my favourite place on the shoes, the real sort of point of interest, and to be honest, I think one of the main reasons people might go after these guys is all about the Dubrays at the bottom of the lacing system. So if we come down to that, you can see a Squishee right there at the bottom of the lacing system. And again, repeated on the ZX 1000s, you'll see that Dubray in a minute. But then when you get to the ZX 10,000s, that Dubray isn't there, or at least the Simpsons tie-up isn't there. There's a Dubray, but it's a standard torsion one. So the branding at the top of the tongue the Dubray at the bottom of the tongue for these superstars is one of the main features of them. And then if we go over to those ZX 1000s and have a look at them, you'll see from afar we're talking about the flaming Moes. Now, I already hopefully showed you, I think what I would have showed you is a picture of Apu, who is the owner and runner of the Quick E-Mart with, I think I found a picture with him making a Squishee. And then what we've got here, we've got the flaming Moes, which was a flaming Homer, and the Moe stole the drink off of him. And again, I'll be able to show you some kind of picture of Moe with his drink there, a purple drink, all on fire. And that's my 1% about the Simpsons, as we actually then look into the shoe itself. Looking at the lateral side and flipping that around, hopefully we're seeing it on the back here, the medial side, very similar two sides to the shoe. The Superstar has different medial and lateral sides, a very simple medial side, but a very complicated or interesting lateral side, whereas these guys, these ZX 1000s, if you look at the lateral and the medial side, you can see they're almost identical, and the major feature going on there is right on that midfoot, that fiery effect on top of the purple upper of the shoe, which is to do with that purple drink and the fire going on the top of it. But going back to those Superstars, we've got exactly the same sort of branding, patterning going on the shoe. So if we go to the heel first and have a look at the back end, you can see again it's Adidas branding. And then if we travel forward from that, look down onto the insole, the Simpsons and Adidas on the insole branding, exactly the same as those Superstars. A little bit forward from that, and you get to the tongue branding. And again, this time, this being the flaming Moes, it says right up there at the top of the tongue, flaming Moes. And then down to the bottom of the lacing system, and you get to the Dubray. And again, it's the drink itself, and a feature that I think people are going to be really interested in. I could see people buying either one of the Superstars or these ZX 1000s and taking out the Dubray and moving it across to another shoe. So so those two, similarities in the shoes and the construction, even though they're very different lines. But then from the ZX 1000 Flaming Moes, we get to the ZX 10,000 Krusty Burger, which has already dropped according to what it says on the websites I was looking at. Personally, I haven't really been following these shoes. They're just not really my kind of shoe, a bit too flashy, a bit too colourful for me, so I didn't realise that this ZX 10,000 had already dropped. But it's definitely the sort of pick of the bunch as far as really main vibe goes, And I read somewhere that it's mainly to do with the black piping that gives you that effect of a sort of animated feel about the shoe, and then of course the very solid colours that match it up to the Krusty Burger chain of fast food restaurants. I think I found a picture to match up with that, but some of that detailing is very different. So we go around to the back of the shoe, and I'll be able to show you a heel shot that has the standard Adidas branding on the back. All three of them with standard Adidas branding kind of surprised me, because I thought there'd be more on the heel, but maybe that's a Nike thing more than an Adidas thing. Looking down onto the insole, I think you'll be able to see the Adidas and the Simpsons playing it off each other again in there. And as far as I can tell, that's the only place that the Krusty Burger is actually mentioned on the shoe, or the Simpsons is mentioned on the shoe, because if you come forward from that, you get to the top of the tongues and you see that instead of having a Krusty Burger or some kind of detailing up there, it's just your standard Adidas branding. I wonder if it's on different shoes though, now that I think about it, because it might be that the left shoe has Krusty Burger and the right shoe has Adidas, for example. I might be able to show a picture to find out either way on these ZX 10,000s. But coming down from that to the bottom of the lacing system, you get to the torsion Dubray on there. Is a very standard Dubray with a sort of modern torsion icon in the middle of there, and they're definitely not mixing it up with the Simpsons or with Krusty Burger at all on here. But what is very Krusty Burger, if we come back out and look at the whole shoe, you get that idea of the colours, either for Krusty the Clown or for his fast food chain of restaurants. So that's my very quick look at these three shoes. 1% about the Simpsons and 99% about the shoes. I hope you got my point about that, trying to keep it more about the shoes than about the TV show. And hopefully I've been able to give you guys, a very quick look at the shoes. To me, the big standout on these is the Superstars with that translucent shell and the translucent outsole, midsole unit on there. That's kind of the big deal. And then the Dubrays on the Superstars and the ZX 1000. So they're both shoes to look forward to. I don't know if the drop dates have come anytime soon. Like I said, I think it was February 12th that the ZX 10,000s dropped. But I do think they're already lined up for sometime in February. Now this video is going to be going up on February the 19th. So sometime in the next 10 days I'll be expecting to see the drop of those superstars and those ZX 1000. So it's something for you guys to keep an eye out for. Okay, that's me done for today. Just trying to get 3 shoes into one video. A little bit of a challenge, and hopefully that whistle stop really fast, what's the Tasmanian devil flash through those 3 shoes is giving you what you need to know about them to decide if they are shoes you're interested in getting into your own collections. For now though, it's time for me to sign off. Thank you guys for checking out the content, and I'll remind you that I do this every single day, and because of that, that means that you are guaranteed to see me tomorrow.